Welcome to David Institute Premium Masterclass, titled Expediency of Joseph, The Secret of Raising Men.
As we look into the life of a young man who at the age of 28 was in jail, at the age of 30, he was made a prime minister from jail, and he lived another 80 years and gave a command about his life, his death, and his bones. In his 80 years as prime minister, his father died while under his custody and care. He carried his father and went to a valley, to the land of his fathers, and mourned his father, that nations were overwhelmed about his process of mourning his father with his brothers. They did that as free men and buried their father in the father's own sepulchre. They came back willingly to a land that this young man was sold to at the age of 17. But they came back as free men. He lived an extra years of getting to 110 years before he died. He encouraged his people that the day shall come when they will go out of that land, that they should remember to take his bones. And they embalmed his body and put him in a tomb, in a coffin, and kept him for that day to come. That day came years after that day came. The Lord raised another man. 40 years of age, he understood himself, but his people were not ready. Another 40 years, the people were supposed to be ready, and he came, now 80, to help deliver them from a land that they came as free men and now remained as bondmen. He came to deliver them, but the Lord knew the hearts of these men whose father came into this land as free men, but are now in bondage, weak and broken men. Men whose father walked through the land to a grave at Machpelah. They walked with chariots over the land to bury their great forefather. Now, 400 years down the line, these children can no longer face war. They can't handle hardship. They can't handle stress. At a borderline of the sea of waters, they hungered for onions and cucumber. These men were weak men, and the Lord knew it. And the Lord said, I'm not going to let them go through the land, lest they see war and go back. And out of all the men who left for this journey, only 2 made it. Out of hundreds of thousands of millions of men, women and children that started this journey, only 2 men were able to survive the 40 years journey that took some few weeks, some 400 years before. These 2 men were the only one who were courageous, who were strong enough to hold on to the strength of what their fathers spoke about their dependence on the Almighty. Let us look at how we have succumbed to cucumbers and onions and are raising feeble men that need war to be made to be strong, or they will fall by the wayside like a whole generation that only two survived. Let's be careful and begin to raise men as men.
Thanks for watching the David Institute Premium Masterclass.